Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here today with our monthly astrological tarot reading. This is for the month of December 2023. So today I will be quickly going over some of the major key astrological moments that I'm focusing on this month. And then I'll do a 3-card Thoth tarot reading focusing on past, present, and future. I'm hoping that through this we'll be able to see how and what we've learned in the past, how we can use that in the present in December, and then what might the future look like after December and at the beginning of next year. So really quickly then, to go over the astrological points that I'm focusing on, we have a Mercury retrograde beginning on December 12th, the exact same day as we will have a new moon in Sagittarius. So a lot happening on the 12th. Leading up to that, I think what I'm going to be focusing on, what I think we all should, is how we balance the big picture with a detail-oriented focus. How we keep ourselves disciplined and clear-headed while still looking at big, grand, new beginnings and adventures. This kind of balance of intellectual discipline with big outward focus, big outward intention, I think is going to be key, especially on the 12th and then for the rest of the month. Mercury will retrograde from Capricorn back into Sagittarius, where that new moon is happening on the same day. So this idea that Mercury and us are going through this journey of learning how big picture and disciplined focus kind of go hand in hand. And I think that's going to be key. So the beginning of the month, before the 12th, let's focus on how Mercury is showing up for us while Mercury's in Capricorn. And then let's really try to get these intentions for that new moon in Sagittarius set around our biggest, most expansive adventures. We also have the winter solstice happening this month. The sun will move into Capricorn on the 21st of December. A couple days after that, Mercury then moves from Capricorn back into Sagittarius, so we will get a cazimi on the 22nd. So that Mercury cazimi will happen just before Mercury moves back into Sagittarius and just after the sun moved into Capricorn. So Mercury and the sun are kind of trading places. So again, there's this back and forth about responsibility, focus, discipline, and then big picture, wide open spaces, optimism. So we're definitely going to be dealing with those themes pretty much the whole month. And that can be really exciting. We really need to focus up on that, and I'm excited about that. Then we have a full moon in Cancer on the 26th, and how we've been able to balance that will show up in a really crucial kind of emotional way with that full moon. So there's this idea here that everything that we've learned, we're going to need to understand and probably tie into our intentions, how we stay nurtured, how we stay protected, how we nurture others, and how we protect others. These themes are going to be important when we get to this full moon on the 26th. And besides that, obviously we have other things happening. Venus will move into Scorpio and Sagittarius this month. So Venus is definitely going through her own transitions, which is really exciting. And Jupiter will station direct on the 30th. So that also begins a new forward direction for Jupiter. And we'll be able to follow Jupiter forward as we finalize some of the stuff that Jupiter in retrograde has taught us as well. So all in all, the main things I'm focusing on are obviously this Mercury retrograde happening and this new moon in Sagittarius and this full moon in Cancer, along with the winter solstice coming up and this conjunction with the sun and Mercury giving us the cazimi. All of these things to me are really hinting at, like I've said, this balance between focus, discipline, responsibility, and fun, optimistic, vibrant, expansive new beginnings and new adventures. How we balance those things is going to be crucial this month. So, with all of that in mind, let's get to this tarot reading. I want to see past, present, and future for us, see what December has in store by looking at what's on either side of December as well. So as I begin my shuffle, let's start to think about Mercury. Mercury is in its pre-retrograde shadow right now, so the lessons we're learning, we are going to be relearning once Mercury enters that retrograde. So let's focus on that. Let's also remember that the sun is in Sagittarius. We need to soak up as much of that positivity and optimism and vibrancy as we can. So I want us to think about that too. Okay, let's draw our cards. So the first card is in the position of the past. And the card that I draw there is the Eight of Wands. Okay, the next card I draw is present. Where are we right now? The Fool. Okay. If that's the past and the present, what's the future looking like? Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, wow. 2 major arcana cards, both very consequential and important. In the past, though, we got the Eight of Wands, swiftness. The astrological correspondences with this card are Mercury and Sagittarius, so that's really crucial to know. Mercury is in Sagittarius right now. It'll retrograde back into Sagittarius later in December. But right now, in the position of the past, again, where we've been, Mercury is in Sagittarius, and we have been moving very quickly. This card indicates that we might not have known where to land. We may be heading towards a landing, but we don't really know. We're just kind of going on right now, but that it's going very rapidly. We're probably learning a lot of lessons. Mercury in Sagittarius in particular has probably been full of insights and communication and big picture ideas. This card indicates that that is the case. And I love seeing this here because it shows that we have been keeping pace, moving through, following this transit, and moving towards where we are now, which is represented by the present position in which we got the Fool. The Fool showing up in present right at the beginning of the month shows me that we need to be bold. We need to be active in our own life. We need to be confident and proud as we leap forward. The card, the Fool showing up here, showing up in the present, is showing that right now at the beginning of this month, as we start to think about setting intentions for this next lunar cycle, this new moon coming up in Sagittarius as well, remember, we need to use that and make that intention as vibrant, forward-looking, optimistic, and adventurous as we possibly can. We need to let go of pragmatism, we need to let go of discipline and responsibility, and we need to just look forward only. The reason that I think that applies even more is because of the card we got in future. So if in the past we're kind of going full force, full steam ahead, and in the present we are making consequential decisions by trusting ourselves and trusting our desire for adventure and big, bright future. That future is represented by the Wheel of Fortune. I think this ties into the Fool really appropriately here because it says that no matter what we choose to do, however we leap forward, the wheel's going to turn regardless. I think this card showing up here, though, says that fortune's on our side. Fortune is on your side. So if you make that consequential decision, if you use and honor Sagittarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, the Sun in Sagittarius, if you honor where you are right now and trust yourself as much as you can to make a decision, to leap forward, to push and focus on optimism, really honor Sagittarius by being as optimistic and forward-looking and big picture as you possibly can be, as you set an intention around a new adventure that's just from a place of unbridled positivity. Yes, the wheel's going to turn one way or the other. That's how it goes. But this card showing up says you'll be able to accept that. You'll be able to accept the outcome of the future as long as you follow and trust yourself. The Fool showing up gives us a real sense of freedom and liberation in the present moment. And the Wheel of Fortune showing up in the future says that we can deal with whatever the consequences of that energy is. Whatever those consequences are, we can deal with it. And perhaps there is a little bit of positivity and optimism to be had with the wheel showing up. At least we can be positive that if we trust ourselves, we can deal with whatever the outcomes are. Honor these cards. Honor Sagittarius, honor Mercury, honor Capricorn too. Balance Sagittarius and Capricorn archetypes by trusting yourself as much as you can. And knowing that if right now we take that leap, we begin that adventure, we'll be able to focus, stay responsible, and deal with whatever happens because that self-trust, that sense of unbridled optimism and adventure will be balanced with a sense of acceptance. Self-trust leads to acceptance every time. So as we begin December, trust yourself over all. Above everything, trust yourself. Start the month from a place of optimism and a hope and an intention for adventure. Beautiful, big, bright, vibrant, new future. And then accept however that turns out, accept whatever the outcomes are, because you trusted yourself. So you can accept the future. We can trust the wheel. Hope you do. I hope you have a beautiful month, everyone. Happy December. Let's honor the solstice this month. Let's celebrate the solstice by accepting ourselves and accepting the balance of the wheel. I hope you do. I'll see you next time.